Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Paralegal Certificate course informational webinar from the Center for Legal Studies. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. We'll get started in just a minute to allow all of our attendees to get logged on. Our webinar today will start with a presentation from our Business Development Director at the Center for Legal Studies, Stephanie Elio. Following the presentation, we'll be here for about 15 minutes to answer your questions all about the course and the paralegal career field. So be sure to drop your questions down in the chat feature below, and we'll either have one of our enrollment counselors working in the background here get back to you, or we'll address it during the live Q&A. With that, I'm going to introduce Stephanie from the Center for Legal Studies, who will get our presentation started today. Take it away, Stephanie.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. As Emily mentioned, we are going to be talking about the Paralegal Certificate course. We'll go ahead and move ahead the next slide. So an agenda of today's webinar. We are going to talk about the course. As she mentioned, we've got a live Q&A available throughout the presentation. I'm going to try my best to go over as much information as possible. So feel free to ask questions, but if I happen to miss something, we will have that live Q&A at the tail end of the presentation. Few ground rules. Everybody came here for the same reason today, and that is to learn about this program. So when you submit chats, please make your questions relevant and be kind. We'll try to get to each and every one of you. Today, we will talk about how the instructor-led courses work, how that interaction online works for your course. We'll go over a little bit overview about the curriculum. We'll talk about different schedules. We're going to take a look at the career outlook as well, how to enroll. That is the really easy registration process that we've got. I'll explain how we work with our college and university partners, what type of credentials you end up with, and ultimately the cost and materials required for this course. The next start date is August 24th. That is right around the bend. Before we dig in, I do want to mention the Center for Legal Studies does have 6 start dates per year. And so the only thing important is when you'd want to start. It is a 14-week program delivered over 2 7-week sessions, but we do have the first and second half running every single term. So the Center for Legal Studies was actually founded in 1980. We are in our 40th year. That's a long time. We specialize in providing students with affordable and flexible job skill training. We do specialize in legal support staff. So we're not training accountants, we're not training plumbers or airline pilots, just legal support staff. And the most popular course we offer is, in fact, Paralegal. Our courses are designed to teach you the actual job skills you need, so when you're done with the program, you're ready to go to work. We have other courses in this field that we also offer, things like legal nurse consultant, medical professional, legal consultant, victim advocacy, legal investigation, and a lot of specialty topics that you could actually take after you earned your paralegal certificate if you're interested in continuing your studies into specific areas of the law, like immigration law, family law, business law. But this program today that we're going to talk about is the Paralegal Certificate. It is your core foundational training. And all of the curriculum, the skills that you learn in this program are designed and updated on a regular basis to remain on pace with the current industry. So let's dig in and talk about the online learning support systems. Our courses are 100% online. That means basically to you that you never physically have to go to the campus. You can take this from your living room, your kitchen table, your office. You can even, if you've got, mobile device, sit in your car while your kid's at practice or waiting for something else and pull up and do some work. As long as you've got internet access, you can take this program. You never physically have to go to the school. Our system works in such that when you start the course, you're issued a username and password that will grant you 24/7 access to our system. So while you're in session, You could log on at 5 o'clock in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, midnight, it makes no difference. The instructors will post what your written and reading assignments are on Monday morning. Deadlines are typically Sunday night. So that means you are in control of your own schedule. The video and printed tutorials that are included in this program are going to make navigating the course a breeze. We do provide administrative support at CLS. We keep pretty regular business hours, 8 to 6 Central Standard Time, in which we have enrollment counselors, program managers, all designed to help you from an administrative standpoint. But during your course, while it's in session, you actually have an instructor. And that instructor is a legal professional. They're either a licensed attorney or an extremely high-ranking paralegal with a minimum of 10 years experience, and to boot, they're still currently in the field, which is awesome because that helps to keep what you're learning on pace with today's industry. This is, as I mentioned, an asynchronous virtual classroom. So not only do you have that dedicated instructor where, by the way, you're not in this massive class. We typically cap out our sections at about 35 to 40 students max to keep the student-teacher ratio low. And that doesn't mean we won't have room for you. We absolutely will. When one section fills, we simply open another and another and another. The Center for Legal Studies works with almost 200 colleges and universities nationwide. So we train approximately 6,000 to 8,000 students per year. We have room for you. So in addition to the instructor in that classroom, you've got classmates. There are bulletin board discussions where you can interact with classmates. Those are instructor-led. Again, you're not required to be logged on at any specific time of day or day of the week. Those assignments will be posted on Monday, typically due on Sunday night. So you manage your own schedule. A lot of our students, they've got full-time jobs, kids underfoot, things going on. So the beauty of this is you're in control. You're going to have a very specific start date and end date, but in between those time frames, you're managing your week-to-week work. There are discussion forums, built-in email tools for very easy communication. As I mentioned a few moments ago, our instructors are also working adults. So those email tools are important. They do respond pretty quickly. Typically, an instructor at the beginning of a course will let you know when they have dedicated office hours. If you are unable to get the response you need with an email, you can always contact that instructor, set up an appointment on the side, whether that be a call or some in-depth communication. But for the most part, your instructor is going to be grading your work, critiquing it, giving you feedback. The deadlines are designed to keep you on track. This is a 14-week program delivered over 2 7-week sessions, and it does move at a pretty quick click. At the same time, it is all designed for very busy adult learners. The syllabus is available on our website for not just this course, but every course that we offer. That's really key. We pride ourselves on being extremely transparent for students. We want you to make an educated decision about the program you're going to take. We want it to be a fit. You can view that syllabus under the About CLS tab or just on the course page itself on our website when you go to register. It's going to show you all the learning objectives. You can see what we're going to teach before you register. There are learning objectives listed for both Part 1 and Part 2. But all of these lessons are designed for the practical application. Keep in mind, this program is not about academic and theory. It's about practical, applicable skills. When you finish this, you're going to be job ready. And in doing these assignments, one thing people frequently ask is, what is the grading scale look like? How are my assignments critiqued? Those expectations are on our syllabus. It's going to tell you that the average student spends approximately 8 to 12 hours a week. Now, that's an average. Some students may spend less, some spend more. You're going to determine what those actual hours are. And the things you could use to base it off would be your personal study habits, your own time management, your reading comprehension. There's a lot of reading in this program. At the end of the presentation, I'm going to talk to you about the books that are required and the fees associated with those. But for now, I'll tell you there's a lot of reading. So the stronger your comprehension is, the less time you're going to spend. If you are the type of person that needs to read and reread things multiple times, plan for a little bit more on the long side, but you're going to control those hours. So whether it's 5 a.m., 2 in the afternoon, midnight, makes no difference, whatever works for you. There are tests and quizzes because we need to measure how well you're retaining the skills, how you've absorbed the skills, basically, and understand them in a way you can put them back out in a real world scenario, in your own words. There's weekly tests, there's weekly quizzes. This program is not about memorizing things to pass tests. It's not. It's about developing the skills that you're going to use in the real world. So when you read the syllabus, it's going to tell you, you need a 70% or better on every assignment that you do. There is no cumulative grading here. You can't go out in the real world and be really good at some skills and stink at others. That doesn't work for an employer. You need to be good and competent at all of them. So in comes our requirement of 70% or better. Now, what does that mean for you? Let's say you bomb a test, you bomb a quiz. Is that the end of your world? No. We want you to be successful. If you don't do well on a test or a quiz, you're going to receive additional instruction, find out what you did wrong, and you're going to take it over. You will get an opportunity to redo that assignment. There are weekly tests. There's legal documents that you'll participate in, that you'll create, but you'll participate in the weekly discussions. Those are all part of your grade. We are very proud to announce that we've done a little upgrade on this course over the summer, and rolling out for the August 24 session is some new pieces to our course that include formative assessments. What that means is they're like little games and little tests that you can do on your own that are not graded to test your knowledge and your understanding of the concepts that you need to learn in the course. There's additional videos. With these new formative assessments, you can do them as many times as you want to ensure that you're grasping the information and you've got it right. And you can do that before you take the test. Pretty awesome new addition. Let's talk about the career outlook. What are you going to get out of this? What can you do? You know, paralegal is one of the most transferable skill sets you can get. Everybody knows they work in law firms. It's kind of a given. Paralegals work everywhere else too. Every major corporation has got a legal department. They hire paralegals. So do government agencies, the court systems, insurance companies, healthcare organizations, the banking industry. You know, even I mention this frequently and people think it's kind of funny, but you know, car dealerships even hire paralegals to do contract work. There's paralegals that work freelance. They're called LDAs, legal document preparers or legal document advocate. We frequently have people ask if these courses will lead to that capability, and the answer is yes. Most likely to be a freelance or a legal document preparer, you would need to take this course, the Paralegal Certificate, and our advanced program, which you can see a webinar on our past website, or on our website, a past webinar is what I meant, but it's available if you're interested in that. You could also call one of our enrollment counselors and they'll walk you through it. But as far as if that is your goal, to become a freelancer and work on your own, I want to give you this piece of advice. Our instructors will talk about it during the course, and they will advise students on exactly what you can and cannot do with or without the supervision of an attorney. If that's one of your goals, to work independently, I strongly recommend you pay close attention to those lessons. As far as the career outlook, we just talked about all the different places where a paralegal can work. They also make a pretty decent living. These are the U.S. Department of Labor statistics for the median salaries. There is the last report that was officially put out. They do it every 2 years. This one is from 2018. We won't have a 2020 salary assessment from the U.S. Department of Labor until the end of the year. Usually comes out about the end of September toward October. They do project a 10-year outlook, and that is 12% growth, which is fabulous. There are jobs. Not only are there a million different titles that you can work under as a paralegal in multiple different industries, it's a growing field. How to look for a job. You know, the best advice I can give is the same way you look for any other job. We advise students to cast a very wide net. Don't look on one job board, look on all job boards. Look for all different titles. Look for skill sets. Things like Career Builder, Indeed, LinkedIn is a great one for not only social networking, but also a lot of folks put their resume there these days. They do have job boards. Indeed is a good one. Another place to look is Craigslist. A lot of smaller firms, smaller organizations are looking for more economical ways to advertise openings. They'll put them on Craigslist. We have a careers page on our website at legalstudies.com that firms who have hired our graduates in the past, they know how qualified they are when they get them. Every time they have an opening, they come to us to post that opportunity. So you'd find that on our main website at legalstudies.com under the About CLS tab. There's a careers link there. Take a peek at that. I cannot guarantee we will have a position posted for you in your area at the time you finish the course, but it's worth a look, and it's also worth scanning through to see the different type of opportunities that exist. That'll help you in your own search. Another thing is at the tail end of your course, upon request, our instructors will review your resume and cover letter, but you have to ask for that. So speak up when you're getting close to being done, putting together your resume. You don't have to wait to receive that certificate after completion to begin applying for jobs. We recommend you do that as soon as you know you're going to be successful in completing. And that brings me to answering another quick question. What is our completion rate? Above 85%. I don't want any of you in our audience today to think that number means this is fluffy class. It's not. You're going to work hard, okay? The reason it is above 85% is because the students that take this program are here because they want to be. They understand the value of this training. When you earn the certificate, it makes a difference in your bottom line. It makes a difference in your paycheck. You position yourself for a promotion or a raise. You also position yourself for a career change if you're looking to get into something new. The higher your paycheck, the easier it is to pay your bills. So our students have that completion rate because they're working hard. And for 14 weeks, you put the pedal to the metal, you get it done, you learn what you need to, and you move on to the next step. I mentioned a few moments ago about legal document preparers, legal document advocates, and that they would need a secondary course in order to complete requirements to work in that capacity. I also want to talk about our California students in that paralegal is an unregulated profession in the United States, okay, except in the state of California. If you reside in California, if you intend to continue living there and plan to work as a paralegal in California, you are required to be in compliance with the California Business and Professions Code 6450. That is legislative code that dictates how many hours you must invest in your training. Our advanced paralegal certificate course was specifically designed to meet that code. So it's all calculated in clock hours, semester units. You can certainly contact one of our enrollment counselors for those exact number of clock hours to see it compared to the code, or you can look at it on our website. It's all outlined out there. But the bottom line is completion of the paralegal certificate and our advanced paralegal certificate will put you in compliance. So the advanced program, it builds on all the core knowledge you get in our paralegal certificate, and it allows you to specialize in very specific areas of the law. Things like family law, business law, constitutional law, criminal law, immigration law, etc. E-discovery is now one of our subtopics. So we added that this term. It's not only available as a standalone certificate for people that are already in the paralegal field and just want to learn those skills, but if you're planning to take the advanced program, you can now take e-discovery as a topic. Pretty cool. National certifications. Again, I want to reiterate, paralegal is an unregulated profession, except in California. There are national certifications, okay? There's two main organizations out in the world. One is called NALA, stands for National Association of Legal Assistants. The other one is NFPA, National Federation of Paralegals. And both of those organizations are associations. That key word, association. It means they don't hold any regulatory authority. NALA literally trademarked the word certified paralegal. That's the title you can yield if you take their paid-for exam. Registered paralegal title can be yielded if you pass NFPA's exam. You're not qualified to take those exams unless you have a bachelor's degree, plus 225 clock hours of substantive legal training. That would be our paralegal and at least half of the advanced program. That's the NALA requirement. The Federation has different levels of their testing based on educational and practical experience. You can look that up on their website if you're interested. But really what I want to tell you is upon completion of this certificate, you're job ready. Most people never take those exams. And if they do, they're looking for a pay raise or a promotion. It's something they do later in their career. If you have additional questions about the NALA or the NFPA exams, you can certainly send an email to info@legalstudies.com, and one of my enrollment counselors will pick that up. They'll respond to you. They've got an email they can send back that really breaks down all the hours and some additional language for you. But again, they are purely voluntary exams. They are not required. The enrollment process, let's talk about that. Our courses are open enrollment. When you decide to take our course, you're going to need to select one of our college or university partners. The Center for Legal Studies partners with almost 200 colleges and universities nationwide. Our courses are offered through their continuing and professional education departments. Now, in understanding that, there are two different sides of the house at an institution. The 4-credit side, where students are going to be there 2 to 4 years taking 4-credit classes toward a degree. Continuing and professional education is the non-credit side. You're not earning college credits toward a degree. Most of the programs offered there are just like ours. They are job skills training programs. These are courses for people that may already have a degree. They're not interested in going to school for 2 or 4 years. They are interested in getting a new skill set, upgrading their current skills so they can move forward. On the screen right now, you see a very small sampling of our college and university partners. We are nationwide. There's only a few states that we don't have partners in currently. It's always our recommendation, if we've got a school close to you, that's really going to be your best bet to select. And the reason for that is if you are going to continue living in that area, that's where you're going to work, that's who's going to issue your certificate. It makes sense on your resume, it makes sense in your community, and it makes sense to an employer that's looking to hire you. Because upon completion of this program, you're not getting a certificate from us, you're getting it from the school that you designate when you register. Books and materials. So the paralegal certificate course, we already talked about that at the very beginning, but I want to say it again. It is a 14-week training program delivered 100% online. Those 14 weeks are delivered over 2 7-week sessions. There is a nice little 10-day break in between. So while you're working hard and studying and reading and taking quizzes and tests and working through that 7 weeks, we're going to give you a break in the middle, 10 days for instructors to have a break too, get all caught up, and then dig in for the second half. The $1,595 tuition pays for both halves. You do not need to pay that money twice. The required textbooks, there are 6 books you will need for this program. They are required materials. To be exact, with shipping and handling, I think they total $398.20 currently. Publishers change price on us, it may vary a little. So plan for $400. But the important thing to remember is you need all 6 books at the beginning, and you're going to use them all the way to the end. So although the program is delivered over 2 7-week sessions, you need the books throughout the entire 14 weeks. Westlaw is a student subscription to the online law library system. You will be using that tool. It is a required material. However, you don't need it until the second half. So if you did want to forego one expense, you could wait until your midway point to purchase your $89 Westlaw subscription, or you could just put it in your cart at the very beginning. Our administrative staff knows when you need it. That subscription is valid for 7 weeks. So if you decide to purchase it when you do your tuition and your book order, you can just put it in the cart and the admin team will know to activate it at the halfway point. Grand total, you're looking at about $2,100. We do have payment options that we work with a third party called Affirm. That would allow you to take your entire tally, your tuition, your books, your Westlaw, all in one lump sum and put it into a tidy little monthly payment plan. It is a credit-based program, but they do accept a very wide range of credit. So I encourage you to apply if that's something that you will find value in, breaking it up over time versus one lump sum on a credit card. When you get to the checkout screen, you've loaded your course, you've loaded your books, you've loaded Westlaw. It's going to give you a subtotal. You will find the do you want to look at monthly payments with the firm? Little line right under your subtotal. When you click that, it'll open up a new screen. It's got a little form to fill out. It literally takes like a minute and a half to fill out. It's pretty darn quick. They will come back to you with a quick decision, probably, a couple of minutes. And again, they accept a very wide range of credit, so I encourage you to try. It's only a soft hit. It's not a hard ding on your credit. So worst case scenario, if you're not approved, you're not going to get dinged. But if you are, what it's going to do is show you on the screen different payment options. It'll come up with 3, 6, 12, up to 18-month payments, tell you exactly what those monthly payments are, what the interest rate is, which is very low. And then at that point in time, you can make a choice. Do you want to make one of the monthly payments, or do you just want to check out with a card? It's entirely up to you. If you need any assistance going through that process, you can call one of our enrollment counselors at 1-800-522-7737. They can walk you up to the point of filling out the application. After that, you're on your own because it does go through our third party. But we're happy to assist where we can. To enroll, it's really pretty easy. You can go directly to our website at legalstudies.com. There's a find a course box in the top right-hand corner where you can put in the course. The format would be online, click search. It's going to populate a long list of states and the school names that partner with the Center for Legal Studies. Click on the one that you're interested in. It'll take you right to that course page. What you want to do is scroll down to the course schedule section. You'll see a little green box that says online. When you click that, it's going to expand the section, show you all the upcoming session dates. Remember what I said earlier? We do have 6 sessions per year. And the paralegal certificate, each one of those sessions is 7 weeks. And the reason is because all those other courses I talked about are 7 weeks apiece. But paralegal is a 14-week training. So you will be taking 2 sessions. But when you enroll, you simply select the session in which you want to begin. We're going to automatically enroll you in the one that follows because those sessions are required to be consecutive. The $15.95 tuition will pay for both. So don't worry about it. There's a little default in there. It won't allow you to click more than one anyway. If you have any questions that we didn't answer here today or we don't get to in the live Q&A, you can always send an email to info@legalstudies.com. One of the enrollment counselors will pick that up and respond to you quickly. You can call us. Our office hours are from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we can be reached at 1-800-522-7737. The next course does begin Monday, August 24th. Don't wait. We'd love to have you join our class. We've been accepting registrations over the last couple weeks and taking them now. I think this is the end of this part of the presentation, and Emily, you're got some questions for us there in the background?
Yes, we do. Thank you, Stephanie. As you said, we've got some questions we're going to answer here. And again, if you have a question, please put it in the chat and we'll either respond directly or get to it live here on the webinar. And as Stephanie said, you can also reach out to our enrollment counselors after the webinar. So our first question comes from somebody. You spoke about people being able to balance the course with their busy schedule, but somebody is asking if they're currently working on their bachelor's degree, can they still enroll and do both simultaneously?
You absolutely could, but you know, that's really a question you're going to need to answer for yourself, depending on what else you have going on in your life. A lot of our students are working full-time. So if your current course load toward your bachelor is equivalent to a full-time job, then yes, I would say absolutely. It would be like taking probably in a 4-credit scenario, like 6 more credit hours. You're not going to get any credit for this course. It's a non-credit job skill training program, but the workload associated with 6 credit hours would probably be equivalent.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. A similar related question, is a degree needed before attending this course, or what education is needed prior for this course?
A degree is not required. This is an open enrollment program. Many of our students do have degrees, whether it be an associate's, a bachelor's, master's. We have folks with PhDs that come and take our programs. That is not the requirement. The only requirement is going to be high school diploma or GED. And we don't say that because we want you to dig up that diploma out of your basement and prove it to us. We say it so that students understand the course is taught on a college level. We want you to be successful. So in order to do that, you need to come to the table with college level reading and writing skills. If you've got that, you're good to go. We'd love to have you.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. Next question is, will any assignments require that they visit a law library or probably any physical location? People are probably curious to know.
100% online. You will be taught professional legal research, and that's why you're required to have the Westlaw online research tool. Assignments will utilize Westlaw, but you are never required to go to the physical campus of the school or a physical law library. All of that kind of research these days is mostly done online anyway. So when you leave the program, you're going to know how to do it in an electronic sense.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. Next question, are there remote work options as working as a paralegal?
Absolutely. You know, technology has come so far in the last years, and especially during the pandemic. People that work in offices, thanks to technology, are able to continue doing their work. Paralegal is an office job. The research these days is done online. So absolutely, there are remote jobs. It's going to be up to a particular employer, but on the whole, definitely, yes.
Great, thank you. We have a question from someone who's planning on moving to a different state next year. Would you advise that they take a course with the university in their current state or the one they're planning on moving to?
I think that's a personal choice. If you are confirmed that you're moving and you want to show that you got education in the new location, you could do that. It might not sync up with your resume, as your address changes are going to have certain dates. You might find higher value in having your certificate issued from the school in your new location. You might want to choose a school that you are an alumni of to have things sync up on your resume in your education section. Really, it's a personal choice in that context. We're not going to tell you which school to choose other than our recommendation is where you live and where you plan to work. So whatever decision you make from there is absolutely acceptable.
Great, thank you. And kind of a similar question, you might have alluded to it, but someone also asking if they have a school in their area, but there's one a little further away that might have a better reputation for their resume. So would kind of reputation of the school override the closeness that the school is to them physically?
It's really a personal choice. What I want to tell you is that every single school that we partner with is an accredited institution. They are all respected schools in our eyes. They are all equal partners in our eyes. They are all delivering curriculum. They're sending out certificates, but the program belongs to the Center for Legal Studies. It is taught by instructors that work for the Center for Legal Studies. The certificate you earn will be from that school, but regardless of which school you choose, the curriculum is going to be the same. And every one of these partners we work with have vetted this curriculum. They've been working with us, many of them, for a very long time. And so the training you get is going to be the same. Your choice beyond that. The locale, I would not let that be a decision. We find that most students do better over time by having it issued by the closest school to them.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. Next question, can you clarify again the 14-week total of the course and how much time it takes, and maybe clarify for people if they enroll for the August 24th start date, when they can expect to be complete with the course?
So with the August 24th start date, it is a 14-week program delivered over 2 7-week sessions. So if you start August 24th, that means you enroll today. You're going to start your class on the 24th. You're going to go up to October 9th. You'll get a 10-day break. You will begin the second session on October 19th, and you are finished December 4th, which is literally like a week and a half after Thanksgiving. You could start this program in 2 weeks from now and be done well before Christmas. Be ready to start 2020, brand new career, or position yourself for that promotion, start earning up a higher paycheck in 2021.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. And kind of related, someone very ambitious wants to ask if you can complete the course sooner than the 2 scheduled 7-week periods.
So the learning objectives that are presented in this course and the training that you're going to be doing, it's intense. You're going to work hard. Might you finish a week or two early? Maybe. Realistically, you should plan on the time that we have designed. We've been doing this a long time. You may be the most stellar student in the world. Excellent time management skills, fantastic study habits, excellent reading comprehension. The course is designed to take this much time because this is how much time it takes. So plan for it. On a really great ending for you, maybe a week or two early, but it's still going to be delivered over 2 sessions. You're not going to start the second half before it's scheduled to start. So my best advice is, we are the experts in this. We've been doing it a long time. We know it takes this long. Please plan for it.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. And next question probably might be more of an advanced paralegal question, but they're asking how many classes can be taken at a time. So maybe if someone's considering multiple classes from
Sure.
CLS or once they get to the advanced paralegal.
After completion of the paralegal certificate course, you are eligible to take our advanced program. And as I did mention, that's a requirement for a California student to comply with their state codes. Pardon me. Approximately 50% of our students actually voluntarily pursue the advanced program because the more training you have, the more valuable you are. And that program is comprised of 15 specialty topics of law. You can see them all outlined on our website. And students are allowed to take them 1, 2, or 3 at a time, and in a single 7-week session. So the fastest track you could complete advanced coursework would be 2 sessions, 3 plus 3. But you can slow down. You can even take little breaks in between. Students are allotted 12 months maximum time to complete all 6. So if you wanted to take one and then skip a session or just take them one at a time over a 12-month period, that's all okay. You've got flexibility when you get to that track. 3 at a time is going to be the most you can take in a single session, though.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. So we have just a few more minutes left in our webinar today, but I think we have time for one more question. And we have someone asking, basically, how soon after the course will they receive their certificate? And if they are in California and need to move on to the advanced certificate, will they not get a certificate until after completing the advanced course?
So there's a lot of administrative work to be done after you complete your course. So it's not a speedy process. There is a tool at the end once you've completed that you can print out your grades. You'll know if you passed. I think we're even putting together a self-service option for letters of completion that you can print out your own once you've passed. But once the course is concluded, the instructors need to compile all grades, not just yours, but all of your classmates and all the classes that they teach. Those grades then need to go to our administrative team where we do our work. We'll then send that request off to the college or university you designated when you registered. They're going to do their admin work, and then they're going to send out the certificate. So the long end is you're looking at 6 to 8 weeks. And they typically mail them or send you an email for you to be able to print that. But that doesn't mean, even though it takes that long to receive your certificate in the mail, it doesn't mean you should wait to go start looking for employment. As soon as you know that you are earning that and you're passing your course, start looking. Let your employer know, your current employer know that you've completed this program. You can get that letter of completion if you go to an interview and you need proof that you've passed. Any of those kind of things. So although the official documentation takes time, we don't ever want a student to halt and wait for that before going out into the real world and utilizing their new skill set.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. So with that, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you to everyone for attending today. If you have any further questions we didn't get to during the webinar, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at the phone number or email on the screen. Our enrollment counselors are available and ready to help you. We'll be sending out the video recording of this webinar if you would like to watch it back, so please look out for that in your email inbox by the end of the week. And again, as Stephanie mentioned, our next session begins on August 24th. So now is the perfect time to visit legalstudies.com and enroll today. Thank you all again, and a special thank you to Stephanie for your time today. Have a great day, everyone.